At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Shipyard CEO warns that a labor shortage and a skills gap is threatening operations despite growing investment. Plus, ZNS News probes reports of a possible GBPA sale. And PLP ramps up campaign push with Grand Bahamas Minister citing reforms and major investments as proof of stability.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
The shipyard is really challenged in sourcing certified, trained, and experienced personnel to support our customers and their expectations.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis, and as always, it's a joy to have you with us. Topping news tonight, the CEO of the Grand Bahamas Shipyard is warning of the serious impact a labor shortage driven by a growing skills gap is having on operations at the facility. He says that while investment in infrastructure continues to expand, the real challenge now is whether the island has the workforce capacity needed to meet rising global demand. Our Sherelle Dames leads us off with tonight's top story.
Established in the year 2000, the Grand Bahamas Shipyard has evolved into one of the region's leading repair facilities. Now, a $665 million transformation is positioning the shipyard as a premier global cruise and maritime hub. But CEO Christopher Earle says despite the scale of that investment, a shortage of skilled labor remains the more urgent challenge.
The shipyard is really challenged in sourcing certified, trained, and experienced personnel to support our customers and their expectations.
The CEO explains that the ship repair industry is a highly competitive global business where performance and delivery determines future investments.
Over the last 6 months, thousands of hours of work have been turned away due to a lack of qualified labor, missed opportunities for the ecosystem, and lost revenue to support Bahamian employment, growth, and development.
But despite offering a broad range of capabilities for customers, Earle says labor shortages are creating real constraints for the company.
Last month, our first experience with peak demand has exposed fragility in labor, logistics, and services. The mega dock, the largest floating dock in the world, isn't even here yet.
Meanwhile, the issue of work permits remains another major challenge for the shipyard. The CEO warns that unless both the skills gap and permit hurdles are addressed, opportunities to position the Grand Bahamas Shipyard as a leading global repair facility could slip away.
Work permitting challenges are undermining the shipyard's ability to grow. As a result, I've reduced the number of apprentices this year because the shipyard lacks the supervision and mentorship needed for young Bahamians to succeed.
Now, the shipyard CEO maintains that the future of the shipyard will depend not only on infrastructure, but on building a strong certified workforce capable of meeting international standards that will cement the company's global reputation and drive long-term prosperity for Grand Bahama and the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Great reporting, Sherelle. Well, ZNS News is investigating reports surrounding a possible sale of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Initial information suggests a Bahamian-led investment group is seeking to raise more than $400 million to acquire the GBPA and its key economic assets. According to published reports, Born Free Capital, a newly formed, fully Bahamian-owned investment vehicle, is pursuing a two-phase plan to purchase the GBPA, Port Group Limited, and associated land, utility, and harbor interests. However, when interviewed by our ZNS News team, GBPA President Ian Roll says he's not aware of any such transaction, explaining that any potential sale or acquisition is a matter for shareholders, not management.
I'm not involved in those discussions. My role as president is to run the and make sure the landscape is actually conducive for investment. So those conversations outside of operations, they are handled by the shareholders and not me.
Switching gears now, the Progressive Liberal Party hosting its national campaign launch in the capital last evening. Several of the candidates ratified to contest the upcoming general election, delivering remarks alongside party leader and Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. At the high-energy event, the nation's chief outlined the PLP's vision for the country as speakers made the case for re-election to a second term. Meanwhile, the Free National Movement launched its Grand Bahama campaign over the weekend, with local and national candidates rallying supporters and urging voters to register ahead of the next general election. The Coalition of Independents also finalizing its slate, vying to contest seats across the country. All residents across the country are now being urged to register to vote, as the date of the 2026 general election is expected to be announced soon. Meantime, the election battle is intensifying, and with its team now fully ratified, the Progressive Liberal Party is rallying supporters behind a message of stability and sustained growth. Speaking at the party's official campaign launch, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, highlighting the government's fiscal reforms and multi-billion-dollar investments as demonstration that the PLP's blueprint for change has put the country back on solid ground. A nation in crisis, a people in fear, and a government, she says, that chose rescue over retreat. Addressing supporters in New Providence at the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate launch Monday evening, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, made it clear the PLP believes its blueprint for change turned the tide.
We engineered a record-breaking tourism rebound. We put our fiscal house in order, and we secured over $10 billion in new private investment. Our credit rating was upgraded. We fought off harmful financial blacklists.
Touting recovery as proof of performance, the Minister for Grand Bahama says one of the clearest markers of national progress is unfolding right here on Grand Bahama Island.
Through deliberate policy, we transformed my island, devastated by the storm, into the engine of our national resurgence, securing over $3.5 billion in targeted investments.
She says the government strategy went beyond rebuilding infrastructure. It was about restoring dignity through employment.
Through beautiful Grand Bahama, we put hundreds back on the job, giving our people a paycheck and a purpose. We proved a fundamental truth. When Grand Bahama rises, the entire Commonwealth rises with us.
Now, for over 2 decades, power has shifted between the Free National Movement and the Progressive Liberal Party, a political pendulum that has defined modern Bahamian elections. But PLP leaders are urging voters not to swing back this time, insisting the country is finally on stable footing. They're warning, don't trade recovery for uncertainty.
Our recovery happened because we had the intellect to plan it and the courage to execute it. Let us protect the blueprint. Let us accelerate the progress. Let us secure our future together.
In other news, generating greater interest among prospective applicants has become a high priority for the Customs Department on Grand Bahama, with hopes of strengthening the agency. Our Matthew Monamboro has more details in this report.
The Customs Department hosted an open floor Q&A seminar during their World Customs Day celebration, an effort made to tailor to secondary school students, according to Deputy Comptroller of the Department, Whitney Kenny.
There's various aspects of the Customs Department that's on exhibition here today, and the students can get first-hand knowledge from the officers who are manning these stations once they visit, and hopefully some of them will be interested in becoming customs officers.
This endeavor is still not enough to increase enrollment, Kenny says. He adds the department is still hoping for more applicants.
Well, there's always a need for customs officers because our role in the Bahamas is very important, collecting that revenue, which is vital to the whole public service. We always want to increase our revenue each year, so we want to improve in efficiency and in our collection.
Although the Customs Department is actively seeking more applicants, Chief Officer in charge of training, Kadero Edgecombe, wants to remind aspiring future officers only the best suited applicants will be selected.
Remembering how demanding the job market is right now, we select the best of who is there. So I wouldn't advise a person becoming comfortable with just having 2 O levels because we're going to take the cream of the crop.
In the midst of the process, Superintendent Katrina McPhee says she's looking forward to seeing more female applicants in the near future in particular.
Women are already very much at the upper echelon of customs, and we would welcome many more young women. This is a prestigious and very good career, and we are looking forward to welcoming them here and, showing them what they can do, how they can affect our country positively.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
And still to come.
Christians mark the start of Lent, a 40-day period of sacrifice, reflection, and renewal. We'll have that story plus sports highlights when we come back.
Knows your name, and every store awaits your arrival. Elite Shopping. Travel where luxury is a lifestyle, and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison. The Ministry for Grand Bahama invites local artisans to a meeting on Wednesday, February 18th at 9:30 a.m. at the Grand Bahama Arts and Crafts Center on East Sunrise Highway to discuss an upcoming opportunity to showcase and sell artwork and unique handcrafted pieces. For more info, call 350-8571 or 352-8525.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Faith, I thought you was lying, but...
Wait, I never is joking here for real.
I didn't know he was here.
He is here. He in the village. It's like that wrong thing, wait.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, no more guessing, no more speculating, no more assuming. Yours truly, Tico T, a.k.a. Freeport's Minister of Music. I'm here on the all-new Power 104.5, the fun station. So y'all know what to do. Y'all lock in with me, and let's have a good time, all right? The all-new Power 104.5.
The all-new Power 104.5 FM. The fun station.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. A centuries-old Christian tradition is taking center stage once again as church leaders call for deeper understanding of the Lenten season and its meaning. At the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King, Father Kirkland Russell is reminding believers across the Bahamas that Ash Wednesday marks a 40-day journey of sacrifice, reflection, and renewal through Jesus Christ. Shalia Roll reports.
Christians across the Bahamas are preparing for the Lenten season. Although it is a tradition tracking back centuries, church leaders say many people are losing touch with the true meaning behind the observance. Father Kirkland Russell, the rector of the Pro-Cathedral of Christ the King, explains the symbolism of Ash Wednesday and why the tradition remains central to the Christian faith through Jesus Christ.
But Easter is very important because, of course, of the resurrection of Christ, new life. And Lent is that season of preparation that comes before that.
As Ash Wednesday marks the beginning of the Lenten season, Russell says the observance symbolizes the resurrection of Jesus Christ and represents the promise of new life.
Well, some of the things that people practice during Lent as part of their discipline, what we call Lenten discipline. You may have heard it before. People say, I'll give up something for Lent, or I'll give up sweets or candies or what.
The Lenten season lasts approximately 40 days, a period when participants are encouraged to make personal sacrifices as a way of deepening their relationship with God.
Well, I think it's just a matter of understanding what the ashes are about, what Ash Wednesday is about, and also being more involved in church. These things will help us to understand the purpose of why we do what we do.
The rector of the Pro-Cathedral of Christ the King says he has observed a decline in public receptiveness to Ash Wednesday and the Lenten season in recent years, attributing the shift to a growing lack of understanding about the meaning and the significance of the tradition.
And so I think it's just a matter of understanding what the ashes are about, what Ash Wednesday is about, and also being more involved in church.
As the season of reflection gets underway, the question for many Bahamians is simple. What are you giving up for Lent? For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Well, the Coalition of Independents hosting a prayer breakfast at Heavenly Ministries in 8 Mile Rock, uniting supporters and residents in a call for national healing and spiritual renewal. Ratified candidate for West Grand Bahama and prayer breakfast facilitator Tony Stubbs Albury says events like these are critical at this time, stressing that prayer for the nation is powerful and can help shape a better political landscape.
We're here for our first prayer breakfast for our nation, for our leaders, for our family, for our constituency, and most of all, for all of us. Our nation is under attack. We really, really need this prayer. Prayer changes things, and this is what we're here for, to help change things under God's will.
Ratified candidates representing various constituencies were also in attendance, standing in prayer for the nation and echoing the sentiment that when God is placed at the center of our communities, he provides guidance on how citizens and leaders alike should live and govern their lives.
Praying for men, I believe that we have to believe in the principles of God and knowing that God wants us to become the man that he's calling us to be.
As a country, stay in prayer, all right? We need that spiritual protection so we can keep law and order.
It was a privilege for me to go before God without bias and present the leaders of this country, because I truly believe that no leader that was born into this world came here not to see best for the entire country.
In other news, there's a sense of emptiness echoing through the halls of ZNS Northern Service tonight as staff come to terms with the sudden passing of 16-year-old Grace Cooper. Employees who worked closely with the young intern say the news was heartbreaking, many recalling their initial shock and the vibrant spirit they'll always remember.
Tears, disbelief, and heavy hearts filled the newsroom as word spread about the passing of 16-year-old Grace Cooper. We spoke with employees who shared their first reactions to the tragic news on Monday, February 2nd, and reflects on the bright, kind-hearted teen who left a lasting mark during her internship.
I was in shock. The question was asked, did you hear anything about Grace Cooper? I know she's like family to everyone at ZNS. And I said, no, what happened? And the furthest thing from my mind was that she passed. And I was in instant shock. The first question was, are you sure? And, you know, it was said, yeah, I'm sure. But I was still reluctant to believe the news.
That sadness sent a ripple throughout the newsroom, from news and sports to radio and production. Grace Cooper was one of the most memorable interns to grace the halls of ZNS Northern Service.
I just saw a daughter. You know, everybody who knows me knows that I love my daughter to death. And that was the first time I honestly felt someone who always made me feel like I was with my daughter.
Grace was a very peculiar young lady, but she was passionate and she stood for the thing she believed in.
She always checking on you to see how you doing. She always bringing little treats, the stew conch, Johnny cake. I can't believe it.
She was just someone who was eager to learn, someone who wanted to know as much as she could within the short time that she had here.
When she couldn't get something done, or if I was busy doing something and she asks, Ms. Wonder, how to do this? I say, go to Gordon. And I would run to the Gordon. Gordon say, why are you running out of me? Go to Wonder. So we were back and forth with her. And she loved that.
She went on assignments with the reporters. Everyone just absolutely adored her. She was outspoken. She was interested in what it was that she came here to do.
She would spring around here through ZNS, always trying to help. And it was just, to me, she was an angel that was loaned to us.
Even beyond the walls here at the North, there were others whose lives Grace touched, people she kept in regular contact with and joined at conferences.
I was able to attend the WOW weekend this past weekend, and I was able to hear her give her presentation, not knowing that that would have been the last time I would hear her speak.
She'll always use a mommy phone from time to time. Ms. Wonder, I just saying hi, I just, you know, so it's hard.
I was playing the voice note she would have sent me. I believe that was New Year's. Just telling me Happy New Year, wishing me all the best for the year and stuff like that. We had a brief conversation, and now knowing you ain't gonna hear from Gracie no more, that don't feel real, that don't even sound right.
But for this next individual, Grace was more than a colleague. She was his best friend at ZNS Northern Service.
A lot of people may not know, I was also dealing with some issues with my wife, health. And people might say, you help Gracie, but they don't know how much Gracie helped me. Even coming to work, dealing with that, trying to be mentally prepared for work, Gracie made it easier because she was always, laughable. She was very affectionate. So if you interact with Gracie and Gracie started talking to you, that was it. If we take a page of the Gracie's book, she loved God. So let's try to reach where she is now. And I know she's in heaven. So that made me some type of comfort.
Of all the friendships Grace built, she and I shared one that will stay with me forever.
Good day, Miss Yolanda. Thank you so much for checking on me. I missed you the other day when I was there. Hope to see you soon.
In her last message, she spoke about how excited she was to return this year for another internship with her ZNS family.
Hi, guys. I just want to tell y'all that I miss y'all, that I love you all. Every last one, there's no favoritism. I love, all of y'all equally.
That moment won't come, but her wish will live on in our hearts. Grace Cooper, gone too soon, but never forgotten. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson, Everest.
It's now time to salute our Facebook friend of the day, Antonio Fowler. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope you enjoyed your day. And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Well, we got a few junior sailors heading off to Nassau for the Sir Edward Knowles National Regatta, and plus the primary basketball term that's taking place.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Shane. Well, sports comes your way next, but first, don't go away. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to Cornet, Bahamas, where love begins at the door. For the entire month of February, you can enjoy 25% off of our doors, flooring, and tiles. Because our love truly goes beyond the door. Whether you're building, renovating, or simply upgrading your space, we're here to guide you every step of the way. On behalf of Cornet, Bahamas, I can't wait to help you find the perfect fit.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Faith, I thought you was lying, but...
Wait, I never is joking here for real.
I didn't know he was here.
He is here. He in the village. It's like that thing away.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, no more guessing, no more speculating, no more assuming. Yours truly, Tico T, a.k.a. Freeport's Minister of Music. I'm here on the all-new Power 104.5, the fun station. So y'all know what to do. Y'all lock in with me, and let's have a good time, all right? The all-new Power 104.5.
The all-new Power 104.5 FM. The fun station.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave. I'm Shane Stubbs. A few of our junior sailors will set sail at the Sir Derwent Knowles National Sailing Championships, taking place February 18th over in New Providence. 8-year-old Conan Lee Wells will be the youngest of the sailors representing the Grand Bahama Sailing Club. And from the sounds of it, the moment's not too big for him.
I'm looking forward to the seas. I hope that's not too rough, though, but hoping that there's good wind there, and feeling good about it. I hope to learn that it's not all about winning, because, you know, I could come any place, so I'm just hoping that I do good, but whatever I do is good.
Fresh off of her performance in the championship fleet at the KPMG Winter Regatta, Halo Brewery says she'll lean on what she learned in that experience in hopes of getting even better results at the upcoming National Junior Sailing Championships.
I felt like I could do it, and I wanted to come first and second and third, top 5. I came like in the 20s, but it was my second regatta, so I still felt like I did good. My second regatta in championship fleet.
Asia Brewery will also be on the waters at Montague Beach. A recent second-place finisher in the Green Fleet at her last regatta outing. They'll be joined by 7 other sailors representing Grand Bahama in Opties, Lasers, and E-Class Bahamian sloops. The Jimmy Comer Keith Mullings Primary Basketball Championship picture becoming clearer at the St. George's Gymnasium. In the Primary Boys semifinals, the Sunland Stingers rolled to a 21-9 win, powered by 9 points from Jordan Brown.
It's going to be about heart. It's going to be about passion. It's going to be about strategy. You know, these guys got to come out here, not just come out here to win, but just have fun playing the game of basketball.
My team played good. Our team will be played. They're good, but we just put more effort inside the game. That's how we won.
They've got a date with the Bartlett Hill Invaders, who turned back the Freeport Primary Conquerors by a final score of 21-10 in the second semifinals clash of the day. Here's Coach Ramon Dames on what his team's got to do to avoid defeat.
They got to be disciplined for one. Remember what you practice. Go there and play as a team. Once you stay disciplined and, you know, don't turn the ball over, you know, let the rest handle itself out there.
And wrapping things up, the Fugees picking up another W in night league action, this time over the Pelican Bay Flyers. Keyshawn Rowe poured in 25 points as the Fugees ran away with a 76-68 win. In the final game of the night, the New Era Gym Rats and Pizza Hut Lions went down to the wire, but behind 21 points from Adriel Martinborough, the Gym Rats would prevail 72-67. Ahmad Pratt equaled Martinborough's 21 outpoint, albeit in the loss. And that's your sports fix this evening. Your check on the local weather forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
A digital wave is sweeping across the Bahamas, and it's reached the shores of North Andros. The Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign launched by the Central Bank of the Bahamas and the Clearing Banks Association is bringing safe, fast, and convenient payment solutions to every island.
What is important about events like this is getting communities to understand that we also see the issues that they're dealing with, and these sort of engagement, I think, help us to have those types of important conversations.
From online banking to mobile wallets, we're empowering communities like North Andros, one town hall at a time. Don't miss your chance to join the movement. Let's live digital together.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They're coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the Progressive Liberal Party makes a case for why Bahamians should stay the course and choose progress heading into the 2026 general election. Plus, from warnings to consequences, a fire trails shanty towns reduced to rubble. And there, in times of need, the local arm of a global humanitarian movement is counting on your help. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Political parties pumping the brakes on public campaigning during the Lenten season, which starts tomorrow. Ahead of that, though, Progressive Liberal Party leader, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, giving an electrified crowd of supporters Monday evening his forecast of what a second Davis administration will look like. And while that was overwhelmingly positive, he readily admitted there would be challenges. At last night's official campaign launch, Mr. Davis admonished supporters to remain committed. He appealed to new voters to join the revolution. And to his opponents, he urged them to get out the way of progress. Corval Python reports on the PLP leader's message.
Time and time again throughout his roughly 20-minute speech, Prime Minister Davis painted a picture of a second Davis administration as one of opportunity, noting that there's no need to fear advancement, encouraging rather the idea of leveraging new opportunities to remake the country.
We can harness new advances in technology to accelerate our development. We can use our small size as an advantage and move quickly to innovate and lead. We can generate more opportunities for Bahamians than ever before and turn a brain drain into a brain gain.
He also did not miss the opportunity to lash out at his critics and opponents, the ones he says are anti-progress, laying out a laundry list of measures his administration took to bring about economic recovery, ease cost of life burden for thousands, job opportunities created, and most importantly, restore a country that was near its brink.
I have to confess, sometimes it's hard not to laugh because no matter what fancy words they are throwing around, they're always saying a version of the same thing. What they saying? Y'all ain't cleaning up our mess fast enough. That's what they're saying. The complaints amount to nothing more than that. And ain't that something?
He put forth a sobering view of AI and its potential threats and challenges, but insisted now was no time to relent.
We will be making major, transformative new investments as we prepare for this new era of opportunity, risk, and challenges.
Flanked by his now full slate of candidates, the Prime Minister appealed to his supporters and the nation to stand with him, to believe with him that there is progress to build on.
We are going to keep opening new doors to Bahamian ownership, The new industry is built and led by Bahamians, and to Bahamian success and prosperity.
And more opportunities for Bahamians to tap into. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pfeiffer.
Well, choose progress, a simple catchphrase, but if the Davis administration is hoping enough voters buy into the concept to land them a second consecutive term in office, that progress must not be Nassau-centric. The message Deputy Prime Minister and Family Island MP, the Honourable Chester Cooper, sought to drove home during the PLP's launch campaign last evening.
You cannot claim to love the Bahamas if you starve the islands that built it. And that is why we launched the largest and most aggressive family island airport and infrastructure revolution in modern history. But let me tell you why we are doing it. We aren't just pouring concrete, you know. We're building the economic and digital runways for the next generation of Bahamians to take flight. Yes, infrastructure is access, it's dignity, and it is long-term economic strength. And none of this happens by luck or chance. It takes steady, thoughtful leadership. For as much as we've done, we are still not satisfied.
In other news tonight, disgruntled nurses may have been paid the money owed to them, but it doesn't end there. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. The Honourable Michael Jarville telling reporters this afternoon that a forensic analysis will determine why this was the case.
It's important for the finance officers to red flag and say, hey, we're having a problem here. And it's always normal for you to go into your budget, make some adjustments, and when that's not available, go to finance on the emergency basis. It's unfortunate. I didn't say much about it because it was a technical glitch, and we worked it out very quickly.
Well, still talking health, a first for the Bahamas. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Pan American Health Organization have officially signed the Bahamas Country Co-Cooperation Strategy, marking a significant milestone for local health care. Director of PAHO, Dr. Jabez Barbosa, says PAHO has built a strong relationship with the Bahamas since becoming an official member in 1974 and will continue to provide the necessary tools needed to fight outbreaks and non-communicable diseases.
It's important for the finance officers to red flag and say, hey, we're having a problem here. And it's always normal for you to go into your budget, make some adjustments, and when that's not available, go to finance on the emergency basis. It's unfortunate. I didn't say much about it because it was a technical glitch, and we worked it out very quickly.
The health minister also explains how the cooperation strategy will improve health care.
To the Pan American Health Organization in 1984, and since then we have had a very robust, easy access to delivery of primary health care throughout the country, as well as the monitoring of communicable and non-communicable diseases, and to ensure that Bahamians, irrespective of where they may live, they can access these systems and services like we are fortunate to have in New Providence and Grand Bahama. We've been working very closely with the Pan American Health Organization in many types of strategies, and over the last 4 years, a lot of work has been accomplished.
Coming up, SpaceX resumes landing here in the Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Grease on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You share wing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
Hey, 8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs, and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Welcome back to The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. In this special edition, we look back at 2025, a year of milestones, breakthroughs, and real impact across both energy and transport in the Bahamas.
From groundbreaking energy projects to safer streets for our communities, 2025 is setting the pace for progress. Let's start by seeing how energy is powering our islands forward. 2025 marked a major leap in renewable energy. With the National Energy Policy 2025 to 2030 finalized, the foundation was set for cleaner, more reliable power. The Energy Summit brought it to life, spotlighting multi-island power purchase agreements, New Providence's first utility-scale solar project, and LNG agreements shaping a more sustainable future.
We are carefully overseeing each development, with most stations expected to be online by the fourth quarter of 2026.
The ministry's transport initiatives focused on safety and connectivity. School crossing guards and solar-powered signs improved road safety, while the Drive Safe to Arrive Alive campaign reinforced safe driving nationwide. Partnerships with AdFi and BTC also brought Wi-Fi to public buses and taxis, improving connectivity for commuters. 2025 wasn't just a year of plans, it was a year of action. Every ministry-led project and partnership brought cleaner energy, safer roads, and stronger connections, shaping a future Bahamians can rely on.
We've chosen a future where Bahamians can rely on their energy system instead of worrying about it.
I'm Larissa Lundy, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. 2025 set the pace, and our future is already in motion. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Nassau Yacht Club, where a lot of junior sailors are getting prepared for the
Stand over. You're the senior, I junior.
And on the sheet, it's probably going to be light wind for the Durwood Knolls Regatta, pulling the boats through the tacks. Right, make sure I control it.
Wait, you know sail. It's in the overdose.
All right, guys, that's the plan. Let's sail.
Before we stand. Sedort Knolls went gold in 64. Now we sailing at 1 or 2 for sure.
You're looking at a shot there of the Ministry of Works on John F. Kennedy Drive, and that shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Thanks, Kyson. Well, steel met concrete on Allen Close off Fire Trail Road Monday as authorities proceeded with a demolition exercise that some residents insist was long overdue. Amaya Moss takes it from here.
An enforcement operation carried out on Allen Close off Fire Trail Road has resulted in the demolition of a large multi-unit structure, displacing nearly 100 foreign nationals. Authorities from the Ministry of Works and Immigration say the complex was on unregulated property without necessary approvals, placing it in breach of national building and land use regulations. Speaking on the matter, Chief Superintendent of Police and Chairman of the Unregulated Community Task Force, Stephen Carey, confirmed that those occupying the property had been issued multiple notices. Officials have also made several attempts to secure voluntary compliance before proceeding with removal.
In June of 2025, we issued notices to the owner of the property here at Fire Trail Road, letting them know that they had 28 days to either self-demolish or we will demolish for them. The structure, they have 3 structures on this property with some about 30 to 50 persons living in these structures.
Chief Superintendent Carey says approximately 1,200 unauthorized structures have been moved to date, with an estimated 1,500 still outstanding. He describes the exercises as tedious, noting additional demolition exercises are forthcoming. These will include operations planned for several family islands.
It is long overdue. We have several others that are on our agenda, along with the cleanup for North Eleuthera, Blackwood, which we should be visiting in another few weeks, and also the Gaza in Abaco, the Gully in Abaco, and several others around New Providence.
Some of the occupants stood in awe as the demolition proceeded, but residents say repeated concerns were raised about the property, with many anticipating intervention.
They were given enough time to live because they had one in months and months ago they had one in. So they had plenty of time to live.
Right now, when the same area is building on unregulated property, and it seems like no one concerned about it.
Authorities say compliance with national regulations is not optional and violations will be addressed. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Well, the Bahamas is taking steps to modernize its correction system, focusing on rehabilitation, supervision, and public safety. A key initiative is the Conditional Release of the Offenders Act, which aims to ensure parolees are properly supervised and that local practices meet international correctional standards. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, explains the process.
We have had out for consultation the Conditional Release of Offenders Act, which would require parolees to be supervised by correctional officers. We've had a number of probation officers who say they now want to come over and be parole officers. We've had to Canada, I think when I was up there, there were 12 or 20 officers who were being trained as trainers, so they will come and train here. We have a memorandum of understanding with Corrections Canada that we re-entered when we came to office, and they have come down here and trained persons, and we've sent persons up to Canada. We also have a relationship with the American Correctional Association, who works with the corrections here to get it right in terms of proper correctional standards.
Now, the development of a new correctional facility is a central part of the government's plan to modernize the justice system and improve inmate rehabilitation. Officials explain that careful planning and sequencing are essential, as construction must coordinate with existing court operations and logistical requirements.
Well, if you look over there, how it works is the court has to be done first. The virtual court has to be done first because the little building around there is the current court, and that has to be demolished for the construction of the prison. So far, you've had a foundation dug for the court. You should see some blocks on site. They've ordered the parts of it that can be prefab to get started. The prison will start after that. And we're currently, as I say, looking for financing for it. And that is what I think we're going to be approaching the U.S. Exim Bank for. And we will see how quickly they put in place a good deal for us, to use the words of the ambassador. I'm confident that they will put in place a good deal for us.
Well, now that all the requisite regulatory, environmental reviews and clearances have been completed, approval's been granted for the landing of another SpaceX Falcon 9 vehicle here in the Bahamas Wednesday evening, and that's between 5 and 9:30 p.m. There is a warning, though, that depending on environmental factors, including weather and atmospheric conditions, one or more sonic booms may be heard during the landing sequence, determining the intensity and extent of these effects. Now, last year, billionaire Elon Musk's SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket exploded in the Bahamas, resulting in the suspension of the 20 planned landings pending review. The Civil Aviation Authority says it will continue to collaborate closely with the appropriate authorities to ensure all activities are carried out safely and in full compliance with applicable regulations. Well, a heartfelt plea tonight from an organization who has always been there in the worst of times. The Bahamas Red Cross is counting on the public's help ahead of its biggest philanthropic social event, its 82nd annual fair next month. Red Cross Chair Janet Johnson says attendance and fundraising targets have declined in recent years, placing added strain on the organization's ability to meet growing community needs. And this in the face of revenue from January's well-executed Red Cross ball falling short of projected goals. According to Johnson, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the Red Cross was mandated to relocate the big-ticket event to alternative venues, disrupting both turnout and tradition.
Red Cross is iconic, and every Bahamian should make an effort to make a contribution to the Red Cross. And so what we've done is we're looking for service clubs to get more involved. We're talking to wholesalers to make more donations. We're talking to Corporate Bahamas to help to make cash donations, and we're trying to pull everything together so that all of the proceeds that come through the festival, through the fair, actually go to the Red Cross. We even talking to the vendors, and it's been a tough sell because obviously they're very profit-oriented, but we've had to convince them that, you know, make this one charity event where you give a little extra of what you make to the Red Cross, because you're giving it to the Bahamas, and it's national.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis among world's leaders grieving the loss of and paying tribute to famed civil rights activist, two-time presidential candidate, Baptist minister, and Martin Luther King Jr. protege, Reverend Jesse Jackson, who died today. In a statement, the Prime Minister touted Jackson as one of the most influential voices in the long struggle for racial and economic justice in the United States, stressing that he helped to bend public policy toward fairness and open doors that had been closed for generations. Jackson's influence extending all the way to the Bahamas, according to the Prime Minister. His "I am somebody" message that inspired generations around the world was actually adopted as the name and spirit of a program for persons with disabilities here at home. After 2019's Hurricane Dorian, the iconic leader and his Rainbow Push Coalition helped to mobilize relief efforts and raise donations and supplies for those who had lost homes, livelihoods, and loved ones. Reverend Jackson, one of America's greatest moral voices, was 84.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili, garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
It's 242 Day. Proud to be Bahamian. February 24th, 242 Day. Represent your Bahamian pride on 242 Day. Wear your national flag colors or Bahamian prints. Enjoy delicious Bahamian dishes, rake and scrape with Bahamian music, art, and entertainment all day long. Corporate Bahamas, represent in your national colors. Be sure to post those photos with hashtag 242 Day. Hashtag Celebrate Bahamas. 242 Day, February 24th.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, Royce and Marlene are standing by to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. What's up?
Good evening, Makushla. It's distinctly quieter in our studio today after last night's live broadcast, and I have to commend you and the entire team on excellent coverage. Well done.
It's true. And coming up in our show tonight, we're carrying on the fun. We're going to be learning more about some upcoming junior sailing championships. And then also, if you're into ballet, the iconic ballet is back for their 3rd year in a row. I think it's at Island House this time, so new location. I'm excited. I can't wait to see this.
One of my favorite spots, too. I'm going to have to check it out.
Well, thank you for that. And as you can hear, a good show in store for you, as always, over in Access Now. Stay with us. The Bahamas tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Back at Little Caesars and good. Our popular Chicago-style pizza is back for a limited time only. Enjoy this delicious, thick, buttery crust pizza that's packed with layers of cheese, meats, and veggies for just $18. That inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars, Oakville, Carmichael Road, East Street, Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and One East Plaza.
Pizza.
January may be behind us, but the message remains. Cerebral cancer awareness is all about education, early detection, and informed choices. So, what steps are you taking to protect your health?
I think it's important for BPL to diversify their CSR to include health initiatives because it promotes a healthy lifestyle for not just our employees, but also for the community. Considering the size of our organization, the amount of employees we have, they have families as well, and that affects them.
We have seen so many persons that come through our doors that have been affected by different type of cancers. And to be here and to help encourage them and to push them along and to let them know that being diagnosed with cancer is not the end. It's the beginning of a new life for them.
My mother died from cancer. My brother died from cancer. My father had cancer. Sometimes it's just like overwhelming. Like when you see persons come in and what they go through.
As the conversation continued, we realized that our donations go much further than we think.
Yes, a lot of persons don't know about the Cancer Caring Center that we have here at the Cancer Society. And we have accommodations for persons from the Family Island that has to travel here to Nassau to undergo treatment.
This is one of the rooms, so anyone with any type of cancer, once diagnosed with that type of cancer, they're welcome to stay here.
And with their stay, we don't charge them not $1. And this is all because of donations from corporate sponsors, from individuals, and from our fundraising events.
So join in with us at Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited as we continue to power hope and strengthen communities.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
9 Bahamian organizations were recently the recipients of allocated grants from the Bahamas Protected Areas Fund. The funds, that ranged up to $50,000, are part of a project launched in November 2024. It's developed by the government of the Bahamas, the Nature Conservancy, the Inter-American Development Bank, and other international partners. The goal is to distribute $1.7 million in grant funding this year. BPAF Chairman Glenn Bannister says this is only the beginning.
And even after the 15 years, we would have an endowment fund that will also assist us in providing even more funding for future generations.
BPAF Executive Director Karen Panton explained that the organization also held a grant writing exercise for officials from various agencies.
We have seen a number of even established organizations who are not able to properly define a problem and establish the sort of theory of change around how they want to resolve that problem and what will change as a result of that. This grant writing project is to help them prepare, help them also understand how to report, how to manage, and to help them also understand how to properly evaluate whether they're meeting those conservation commitments that they described in their projects.
The organizations that received grants are the Bahamas National Trust, Waterkeeper Bahamas, Bahamas Environment Educational Foundation Brief, Friends of the Environment Abaco, Bahamas Undersea Research Foundation, Blue Action Lab, Bahamas Marine Mammals Organization, ORG Bahamas, and Imagination Inc. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
Cross Fair returns home, making it back to the grounds at Government House for this year's event.
Plus, the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group is once again pushing for early testing to close the gap between diagnosis and treatment. Those details straight ahead.
Also, the iconic Ballet returns for 2 days of performances. You want to stay close for that?
And in sports, tip-off in the 42nd Hugh Campbell basketball tournament.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening on this thankful Tuesday. I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Now, we're just 2 days into the week, and I may be projecting here, but I feel like some people are already anticipating and can't wait for the weekend.
Well, you know, I'm always like dreaming of the weekend, but I'm still dreaming of last weekend because I got to take a quick trip to Harbor Island. And I just have to give a shout out to Mrs. V and her amazing team on Pink Sands Beach. That is the best lobster burger I've ever had in my life. And I'm sorry if I've made you hungry.
I'm already thinking about the lobster burger. The only thing that tops a lobster burger has got to be like a conch burger, which I'm gonna have to find maybe tomorrow.
I think they had them there too, but the lobster burgers, I will fight.
10 out of 10?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I had 2 in one day.
With that said, let's dive right into the news. For generations, there's been one place where laughter filled the air and generosity quietly shaped lives, but that fell silent. Now, beneath familiar trees and historic walls, something beloved is finding its way home once again. Our Maya Moss tells us more.
For decades, the grounds of Government House has carried a tradition rooted not just in celebration, but in compassion. This year, after seasons of uncertainty and adjustments brought on by the global pandemic, the Red Cross Fair is returning home. For organizers, volunteers, and the countless families who have grown up attending the annual event, the return to Government House grounds is deeply symbolic. The fair, like so many other cherished community gatherings, was forced to find alternative avenues. The laughter, the music, the food stalls, and the fundraising efforts continued in different forms and locations. But many quietly longed for the day the fair would once again unfold beneath its historic, familiar setting. President of the Red Cross Society, Edison Sumner, notes his elation to see the fair back where it all began.
We are glad to be back. We are delighted that Her Excellency, the Governor General, will be operating and acting as our patron again this year. And we want to send out a special appeal to everyone in our community. And Janet is going to talk about this, but come back home to the original place where the Red Cross Fair was born, where we grew, but we became adults, and now we are senior citizens on this historic grounds called Government House.
Chair of the 2026 fair, Janet Johnson, also speaking with strong emotion on this year's event, stressing that the return to government grounds serves more than a logistical decision, but as restoration of tradition.
But I'm very, very pleased to see that we were able to bring the fair back to government grounds, to the lower grounds. This is where I know the Red Cross Fair. This is, as the president has said, where we grew up, and it's very nostalgic. And so we're hoping to bring some of that nostalgia back. I know a lot of people that I've saved the dates to have said, oh, it's back at Government House? We're coming. So it's part of that. It's a pull strategy.
And beneath the familiar skyline of Government House, the heart of the fair beats once more, stronger, grateful, and finally home. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Thanks, Amaya. Well, a troubling gap is emerging between diagnosis and treatment for breast cancer patients in the Bahamas. Co-founder of Sister Sister Breast Cancer Support Group, Dr. Loxley Monroe, says many patients experience delays of up to 2 years between diagnosis and the start of breast cancer treatment. Health advocates pressing that closing this treatment gap could significantly improve survival rates. Nearly half of Bahamian breast cancer patients are diagnosed at stage 3 or 4, and by then, treatment becomes more aggressive and survival odds decline sharply.
The BRCA gene is important, but that is not the most important aspect of dealing with breast cancer. It gives a family an idea of their risk, a better idea of their risk. But the truth of the matter is, if you're diagnosed with breast cancer today and you have to wait 2 years to be dealt with, it makes absolutely no sense having your BRCA gene as opposed to having your treatment. That is far more important. The research really needs to go into why is it that there is delay in persons being treated. The root cause of delay in our patient, not whether they are BRCA positive or negative.
Advanced imaging such as PET CT scans can cost around $2,500. Diagnostic testing, including biopsies, pathology reviews, blood work, and imaging, can range anywhere between $500 to $3,500 before treatment even begins. Sister Sister President Chantal Hutchinson says bottlenecks within the public healthcare system compound the crisis.
Early detection saves lives, and so if you're doing your mammogram, if you're doing your self-breast check, that is the first step towards, I would say, preventing breast cancer, but catching it at a very early stage. And you know, Dr. Monroe talked about you can have the BRCA gene, but again, what we find is there's a delay in treatment. And one of the things Sister Sister tries to help individuals get to that treatment much, much quicker and help them walk that journey.
Hopefully that treatment gap can be narrowed in the near future. Meanwhile, world-renowned Iconic Ballet, under the umbrella of the Covent Garden Dance Company, is set for a 2-day show at the Island House featuring performers from around the world, as well as a number of local talent, all helping to express the arts in their unique way. Our Lloyd Allen caught up a few of the dancers ahead of the big night.
Come March 6th and 7th, all roads lead right here to Island House, where the Iconic Ballet will be putting on a performance and dinner, all for a local audience and the inclusion of local talent.
I would love to add that I'm so inspired by the dance teachers here on this island. I have always been inspired by the likes of Mr. Robert Bain, Miss Shirley Hall Bass, Mr. Lawrence Carroll. This piece almost feels like a love letter to them, to the people who have built dance and the foundation that it is.
For Courtney Celeste Fox, a former dancer at New York's famed Alvin Ailey, next month's event is a dream realized.
It's been a gift to get back in shape, to be able to be on stage again, and to work with these incredible students, my partner, an incredible musician, and really, really find this opportunity to be with dance.
Ahead of the dancers' arrival, Fox and her partner, Vernal Adderley, have been working around the clock to perfect what's expected to be a world-class ballet experience.
But this piece is actually a continuation of last year's piece, and last year we decided to focus on the moments that we were currently in, and this year it's going to speak about the evolution.
We've been rehearsing so hard for this piece. We're here at the beautiful Dragon Arts Dance Studios at the Lyford Key International School, where we have music and dance and so many other performing arts. performance. And so to have all those students come here, for me to be able to rehearse here, our opera singer, Vernal, Sinisha, it's such a beautiful space, and it's really just brought all of it to life for us to have a collective, beautiful dance studio to rehearse in.
Opening night will take place on the grounds of Island House. Local performers, including soprano Stanisha Diligent and others. For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks so much, Lloyd. Still to come, it's race week for Sedorwood Knolls Junior Sailing Championships. We have all the details after this break. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean has your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, in conjunction with the Ministry of Labor, is hosting a job fair at the ministry's headquarters on Friday, the 20th of February and Saturday, the 21st of February, 2026, from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. in its quest to provide access to a quality, holistic, and globally competitive education. The ministry seeks qualified, committed, and trained teachers, teachers' aides, and special services personnel to fulfill its mandate. Serious applicants are invited to come out and bring all original copies of their credentials and government-issued IDs as we seek to reach every child in every classroom, in every school in our country. See you at the fair.
It's time for your Access weather forecast. That funnel system now exiting the southeast Bahamas, but still producing a bit of clouds around the Turks and Caicos Islands. And then we had that low-level trough which passed through the northwest Bahamas this afternoon, dropping a few showers, and that will continue to push off towards the east. But there is a stronger front on the way. We expect it to get in here Sunday night, and that will bring some chilly temperatures come Monday and Tuesday of next week. Boating forecasts are tonight in the northwestern islands. Easterly winds 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 5 feet over the ocean. Low tide will take place at 7:52 this evening. And then for the central and southeastern islands tonight, northeast to east winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the winds fall off southeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights subsiding 2 to 4 feet. Now the high tide that will take place at 8:11 with the low tide at 2:32 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas on Wednesday, easterly winds once again at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And as we take you into Thursday, for all areas, the winds become southeast at 10 to 15 knots and the wave height once again at 2 to 4 feet. Now the high tide on Thursday, 8:50 in the morning with the low tide at 3:08 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
All over the town you're chasing down. Every crack and crevice you want own. You're all over the place you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in life for the key. If you live in downtown, this thing don't discriminate. I want you to know when karma come round, don't wear a frown when you're raining on your parade. But don't you know that while you out looking for sugar,
and that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Melina.
As always, thank you so much, Basil. Now, the BTC Connection is back. Let's learn more about their Safer Internet Day.
Safe Internet is recognized today, by the way, in 170 countries. That means this is not just a local thing. This is a global thing. And as the nation's leading telecommunications carrier, BTC understands these risks and the rewards and benefits, but recognizes our responsibility goes beyond connectivity.
We have a lot of matters where mostly high school students are being victim to online scams. So I feel as the parents also need to play a part in what social media platform their kids are part of.
We are in an age where technology within itself is advancing rapidly, even exponentially in some cases. So equipping our students with the critical skills to think as well as to give them the practical knowledge is critical.
AI isn't the enemy. It's a tool. When used responsibly, it makes life better. Faster learning, cool creations. It can even help police solve crimes faster. But when bad guys misuse it, it becomes dangerous.
AI is one of those evolutions that many are concerned about, but it can be positive for our future. So events like this can just educate the public and help get us comfortable and used to our changing nation.
Digital footprints is so important in managing that. You can let your 12-year-old self ruin your 18-year-old future, which means that it could cost you an opportunity for a job, and it can cost you an opportunity even for school.
Looks like some great work happening there. And speaking of great work, the Durward Knowles Junior Sailing Championships are just around the corner. And tonight we're joined by Dallas Knowles, who is race coordinator and grandnephew of Sir Durward, as well as Ralph Dulcio and Raphael Simon, both junior sailors already making waves in their own right. Gentlemen, welcome to Access Now.
Thank you.
Now, Dallas, can you tell us what makes this particular sailing championship so special, and what can people expect from the event?
Well, this is there's so many things that make this one special. The main thing is that this is the E-Class Junior National Championship. So this is the highest level of E-Class sailing throughout the year. And the E-Class, if anyone's been paying attention to sailing, is the fastest growing class in sloop sailing. There's probably around the country over 60 E-Class right now. There's nowhere where they all compete together, but at the National Family Island Regatta, for example, we'll have well over 40 E-Class competing. So this weekend, we're going to have 26 E-Class competing throughout the Bahamas. We have over 11 sailing clubs coming together. This is definitely the highest concentration of junior sailors in one event. Nowhere else do we have so many clubs competing at one time. When you have, like, for example, the KPMG Regatta, you may have 5 clubs or something like that. But this one, because the ministry is so invested in the youth and sailing, they bring in clubs from anywhere in the country, and they pay for their flights, they pay for the kids to come and stay in a hotel, they feed them, they provide boats. So everybody wants to come to this one. This is by far one of the favorite events of all the sailors. Every team is allowed to bring up to 16 sailors, so we're going to have over 95 sailors competing this weekend. So there's going to be 4 different classes. You'll have the smallest Opti sailors, then you'll have the Sunfish and Lasers, and then in the afternoon, the grand finale will be the E-Class Championship. 2 races per day, starting on Thursday, going all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday. The weather conditions look absolutely perfect. So it should be some really fantastic sailing. We'll have the screens up, we'll have live commentary going on, so everyone's welcome to come out to Montague, watch the races, enjoy themselves, see some top-level competition. A lot of times people think, oh, it's just the juniors, you know, they're not ready for the big leagues, but
that's how they get there.
No, I can tell you, and anyone who's been paying attention to sailing will know that the guys that are sailing the E-Class right now, they win the National Family Island Regatta, they win the best of the best, they win the Long Island Regatta. The adults really can't beat the kids in the E-Class anymore because they start when they're as young as these guys. So by the time they're 17, 18 years old, they've already been sailing for 10 years. They're veteran sailors in this class. So this is the top level of E-Class sailing. It's going to be very competitive. You'll have Exuma boats, Long Island boats, Nassau boats, Grand Bahama. All the big clubs will be there. All the kids will be competing for the championship, so it'll be very competitive.
And now, speaking of the kids, we've got a couple of them here. Now, Raphael, can you tell us which sailing club you're from, and what advice, if maybe some other child was saying, I would like to get into sailing, do you think more kids should do it? What would you tell them?
I would say yes. I am from the Nassau Yacht Club. And the advice I'll give them, I would say, be yourself, don't be discouraged, and never ever give up.
And now I believe you two are also best friends. So you sail together. Presumably you also compete against each other. Does that strengthen the friendship? Do you help each other when you're feeling a little bit down after a race?
Yes, as well.
Amazing. And now, Ralph, I know you've won races before. And what goes through your mind when you're in that seat and you're on the water and the race is on? What is going through the sailor's mind?
What goes through my mind during the competition is be encouraged, don't be discouraged, be focused, look ahead, don't capsize the boat, and be brave.
And you know what? That just sounds like amazing life advice to me, too. So there you go. That's just winning advice in life. Well, thank you so much. But just before we leave, can you just quickly tell us again when, where, and how we can make sure we're there this weekend?
Absolutely. So it starts Thursday. Okay, so Thursday at 11 o'clock are the first races, and the races will be going on pretty much all day. We'll have the international classes in the morning at 11 o'clock, so the Optimist, Sunfish, and Lasers will be going early. Then when they come off the water, the big sloops will go on the water for a 3 o'clock and a 4 o'clock start every afternoon. We'll have an opening ceremony Thursday night at 6 o'clock and a closing ceremony Saturday at 6 o'clock.
All right, sounds good, and it sounds like something you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen. And now it's time to turn things over to Total Sports to see what's on tap.
Day one of the 2026 Hugh Campbell basketball tournament in the books. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Eleuthero, we've helped 122 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $3 million in approved funding, the SPDC is strengthening Eleuthero's economy by investing in its leading sectors: tourism, food and beverage, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SPDC, Bahamas.
Tuesday evening sports check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Once the pomp and pageantry was done, it was time to get to the hardwood. Day one of the 2026 Hugh Campbell basketball tournament taking place. 8 teams, 4 games. Let's take a look at the tape. Game 1 would be a showdown between the BAICS runner-ups, the C.W. Saunders Cougars, and the Greensville Preparatory Academy Gators. The story of this one would be the Cougs' ability to force turnovers and turn them into easy baskets. LaQuayne Collins with the finish here. He finished with a game-high 16 points. Despite turning the ball over 32 times, though, Greenville gave the Cougars all they could handle. Keno Kelly with a tough finish here over the defense. He had 9 on the night. Marvin Pratt Jr. would convert this tough layup in transition as the Gators would get as close as 1. But this big-time triple from Breon Poitier late in the 4th would help the Cougars escape with the 42-38 win.
Horrible effort. Floated the basketball. Every instruction I gave, my team just do the total opposite. And let's be an Achilles heel over there. So I just got to go back to the drawing board and hope the kids wake up and start to listen.
Game 2 would feature the Telios Cherubim and the CV Bethel Stingrays squaring off, and this one would not be much of a contest. The Cherubim would dominate CV on the glass, finishing with 53 boards, out-rebounding CV by 22, 15 of those coming from Telios big man Calvin Spence, who chipped in with 8 points as well. Telios would be up 14 at the half and ultimately cruise to a 50-21 victory.
I think the boys played very well. They work hard in practice, so I'm glad that they're able to showcase their skills out here. We keep working hard. We'll see how far we go, John.
Game 3, an interesting storyline in this matchup. The BAICS champs, the St. John's Giants, and their head coach, Daston Baker, facing his former squad in the CC Sweden Cobras. On paper, you would think this would be a lopsided affair, but again, that's why the games are played. CC in transition, thinking they would have an easy basket, but not so fast. Marvin Sands with one of his 2 swats on the night. Eduardo Dean with his steal and tough pro hop in the lane to score 2 of his 8 points. No D'Alpha Gibson in this game for the Giants, but that's okay because Akai Miller would step up back-to-back triples. He would finish with 10 on the night. The Giants escaping with a 42-35 win in a game that was much closer than the score would indicate.
Just coming out of the championship week and coming in New Campbell, this is a big tournament. I mean, a very tough pool. I wasn't happy with the performance and all, but we got to go back and we got to fix that.
And finally, in the nightcap, the Government High Magic and the Queens College Comets doing battle. Early on, this one would be a dunk show from QC4 Javon Missick. He would finish with 6 points in the first quarter, all rim rockers in this one to end the first period. He had a game-high 14 points. Comets back on the offensive. Tyshawn Taylor getting in the lane and finding an open teammate, one of his 4 dimes. He had 8 points as well. The Comets with too much offensive firepower in this one. They would take down the Magic 37-29. The UCampbell tournament continuing this hour at the A.F. Adderley Gymnasium. We'll give you highlights from day 2 in tomorrow's Sportscast. In college basketball news from over the weekend, big nights from A.J. Storr and Donnie Freeman. For the Syracuse forward, he continues to be a big-time scoring threat, leading the Orange to a thrilling 79-78 win over SMU on Saturday. Sophomore forward dropped in a side-eye 18 points and added 5 rebounds, the career-high 4 blocks as well. The Orange would improve to 15-11 on the season and 6-7 in the ACC. Meanwhile, over in the SEC, A.J. Storr and the Ole Miss Rebels came up short against their in-state rivals Mississippi State over the weekend. They would suffer a 90-78 loss. Storr, though, was a threat, scoring 21 points off the bench, going 8 of 16 from the field and 3 of 7 from behind the arc. Storr, who's playing for his 4th major Division I program in 4 years, is averaging 14 points, 3 rebounds, and just under 2 assists per game. And it was a celebration in the Capitol this morning as the Saints would come marching in, the Kingsway Saints, that is, holding a celebratory float parade on the heels of their senior girls team, recently securing their 3rd straight BAISS basketball title. They would defeat the St. John's Giants last week in a thrilling Game 3. And in the pool, the Bahamas Mantas Water Polo Club delivered an outstanding performance at the 2026 South Florida Invitational Tournament in Coral Springs this past weekend. The Bahamas fielding teams in the under 16 and under 14 co-ed divisions. The Manters, they were led by head coach Laszlo Borbely and assistant coach Wanda Lee Burrows. The U16 boys finished 4th, while the U14 co-ed team finished 6th. Now, the U16 boys delivered one of the strongest performances of the tournament, sweeping pool play before advancing to the semis. That's all the time we have for you for sports on this Tuesday. And I'm Majal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Bing bang ding, ding ding dong, bang bang bang, bing bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong, bang bang bang, bing bang ding, bing bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, and Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Not done.
A car boat cruising the waters off New Providence. Born out of an experiment in the 18th century, the modern version of those amphibious carriages can reach speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. And it's time now to take a trip to Cat Island. Let's go.